Hey, everyone. Kimberly Olson here, and
Lindsay Sewell.
whoop, whoop. We're so excited to be together and be with you guys and share with you what we've been up to. And we've been learning a lot behind the scenes over the last few years. We're all about multiple streams of income. And specifically, we're going to focus on passive income with y'all today. So I'm going to give you guys a second to pop on and make sure everyone can see us streaming live. But just to kick it off, Lindsay, do you want to introduce yourself really quickly? And I'll take a peek on here. Just can you share with everyone how you got into entrepreneurship and what's shifted for you over the last couple of years?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. Kimberly is one of my favorite people in all the world. And I came to entrepreneurship back in 2016 when I was, I was going to say I was looking for something when I was pregnant with my second daughter. So I'd missed out on so much of my first daughter's firsts and the early years of her life. And within, I think it was 2 days before I went back from maternity leave after my youngest, Ellie, was born, I signed on the dotted line to join a network marketing company, and I was selling leggings for LuLaRoe. and honestly, that business was very successful for me. I had, it was the time when the company was booming, so people were looking for it. I had a really strong community of people locally who would come and shop in my house. They wanted to see every time I got new stuff, but it was not passive at all. Like this, I had a newborn, I had a toddler, I had people come in like a revolving door through my house, and I was always having to shell out tons of money for inventory. There was so much pressure to sell, and there was so much pressure to never take a break, because if you were, you weren't earning, and you were losing ground. And that was really, really hard. And so over the years, as my business evolved, I got into, more traditional network marketing where I didn't have to have the products. They were from the company. I did affiliate marketing. I did course creation. I did coaching. I met Kimberly when she was a trainer. I jumped into her boot camp so I could really understand and learn social media and how to attract people. So I didn't have to cold prospect. I didn't have to chase people. But what I realized in the past few years was that I was still trading so much time for money, especially when I was doing one-on-one coaching. I spent almost all of 2020 like chained to this chair because I think I had like 18 or 20 one-on-one clients.
Wow.
And I was just sitting at this computer, and by the time I was done, I was so drained, and it made me realize that I was still missing out on a ton of my children's lives, even though I was working for myself. So that was really when I started looking for leveraged income, and we're going to share some of that with you guys today. And then even better, passive income, things where you might do something once, or you might invest some money, and you're able to generate those returns on a long-term basis. And that's really become like kind of the backbone of my business at this point, because that allows me to then do fun things and join companies where I'm really excited about the products or the opportunity, but don't have the pressure to have to make every sale just to pay the bills.
Yeah, I know that's the hardest part about it. And we're going to be really transparent with you guys. We're going to be really honest. This isn't to say, someone else can do a webinar tomorrow that's like, go sell leggings. Like this is our experience. This is our story. And we just thought, we're two moms that we had built our entire relationship on voice memo. We voice memo all day long. We've met in person like less than 5 times, and we adore each other. But we're the first person to go to the other to go, hey, did you see this? Or this is what I was thinking. And we've both kind of shifted differently. Obviously, our experiences have been very different, but our objectives have been the same. And Lindsay, you are very motivated by time freedom. Your time with your kids is the most important thing to you. I'm motivated by that as well, but I'm also really motivated by getting my money to work for me. And so we both have these passions for these things. So together we thought, how powerful could it be for us to share what we've learned? Because it's different. We're going to share with you what she's learned, what I've learned. So we just want to give a disclaimer that we aren't saying it's not cool to sell leggings, or if you sell earrings and have parties in your home, like great. This is just our experience. Also, neither one of us are financial advisors. I've generated almost $7 million in revenue for my companies. I have, 20 streams of revenue. I know you have tons and tons of streams of revenue as well. You've been able to quit your full-time corporate job and stay home with your kids for a really long time, and you will continue to. So we have financial success, and we are not financial advisors. So our disclaimer is this is just our story. We're not giving financial advice. Anything we share with you, do not come back to us and say you said. This is just for educational purposes only, and just intended to inspire you to maybe look at things differently, because I work with women very intimately in what I do, and I know you have as well. And we know that the average woman is stressed out, she's burnt out, she's exhausted, and she does feel that pressure of, I've got to make a sale. And we want to propose, what if you can learn how to make money, but then let's go ahead and keep more of that money. Let's leverage that money. So that way we can take the pressure off and not feel so stressed out. So similar to you, I've been in online marketing since 2011. I would love to know in the comments where you guys are tuning in from, but also let us know what you've done online so far, or what have you done in the entrepreneur space. Maybe you have a brick and mortar, maybe you've done real estate. Let us know in the comments, like, what are all the things you've done and explored in your career so far as an entrepreneur. So I've been in the online space since 2011 doing YouTube, blogging. I had a brand called FitKim. And then in 2017, I discovered network marketing and realized that I could actually do it in a way that felt really good to me. And I also saw, like, oh my gosh, maybe I could quit my job and be home with my kids. That was like my ticket to freedom. So I became really coachable, invested in myself, started learning how to use social media without a prior audience. In 2018, I started my company, Gold Digger Girl. A lot of you are, you're familiar with this company, but we're going to be sharing this out. So you might be new to me, you might be new to Lindsay. So started that company in 2018, have been in network marketing ever since, have been a coach. And we're going to share with you different things that we've both done. So I'll share some of that with you as well. This is what I will say. When you're one-to-one with someone, so you're coaching them one-to-one, or you're on a discovery call with someone, like anytime you are one-to-one with someone, that is trading time for money, which we're going to talk about in a second. So what we're saying is, yes, do some of that. Have coaching clients. Like I have coaching clients. I love coaching. But ask yourself, what's a good balance for you, and what looks really good for your own life? Like, what do you guys want? Put that in the comments and share with us. What do you want? What does a beautiful business alongside your beautiful life that you've chosen to create, what does that look like for you? Is it you work 10 hours a week? Is it you work 60 hours a week because you're so obsessed with your job and your career and you love it? Like, let us know in the comments. So Lindsay, let's talk about why passive income. Can you kick that off and tell us, like, what does that even mean? Because I feel like people think network marketing is passive income because of the residual connotation, but can we talk about that?
Absolutely. So I really like that, that distinction between passive and residual, because just because it's residual doesn't mean it's passive. And just because it's passive doesn't always mean it's residual. And as Kimberly mentioned, right, this is not investment advice. So we're going to share a lot of stuff with you. Some of it might be for you, some of it might not be for you. And you can't take it as a guarantee either, because anytime you're building a business or you're investing in yourself, there's a risk. There's a risk involved, even with your business. Like, you go out there and get great coaching training and then not be able to enroll clients. And you don't go back to the company and be like, well, I mean, you trained me to be a coach and I got my certification, but I didn't get clients. So this is it's your fault. So just hear that and understand that, like we said, we're going to educate you on some opportunities and some different types of things, but you really need to be a good business-minded person and think, is this a good fit for me, my family, and my lifestyle? So residual income in the way that I look at it is something where you put up the work one time and you're able to be paid on the back end. So that could be like network marketing. And that could even be creating, a course that then you go and sell. That could be like a membership program where you're enrolling people. So there are the continuous residuals, but you're still working, but it's more leveraged. And I love residual income because I like launches. I like affiliate programs. I like creating courses. I like selling other people's courses, all of that stuff. Passive traditionally is where you're investing in something and you're getting a return for the company, the organization to use your money. So, I mean, passive income could be like putting your money in a CD in the bank, right? That's
Right.
that is.
Right.
It's not usually great returns. But it is very passive. You don't have to do anything about it. But it could even be things like real estate. It could be things like, stocks. It can be crypto investments. All kinds of different things like this can be very passive, and they can also be residual.
I love that so much. And I was doing a little research because whenever I learn things, I like to just nerd out a little bit. And you guys check this out. So this is the most recent data. Obviously, 2023 is still unfolding, but the median household income is 79,000. So you might think, well, that's pretty good. Like it's definitely gone up since the last time I was
Right.
looking into it.
Right.
And the average cost of living right now, and as we know, we can see it's going up right now, is 85,000 for the average family. So if you think about it, if you're wondering if any of you struggle with this, where you're like, honestly, I feel like I'm not being extravagant with my expenses and there's just not enough money. So what we want to do is obviously we want to raise our income, and that's why we both teach different ways for women to make money. It's our favorite sport. But also we want to teach you, we don't want to just make our monthly payments at the end of the month and our mortgage payment. That's, to me, that's not a life. That's living paycheck to paycheck. I've been there before. It's not fun. Okay. We, in this day and age, have the ability to learn how to make money online from our phones, from our cell phones, from social media. There's literally no reason that you can't be an anomaly from those statistics.
Right.
So I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to say, okay, like maybe I'm not making enough for my 9 to 5 or my corporate job, or maybe your husband's income. And I want to challenge you to get in the driver's seat and learning this kind of stuff. Again, we're just educating with what we know, but take a class, take a course, read books. Like learning this kind of stuff is going to allow you to start to get a bigger picture of what there is. And depending on where you live, we're in the United States, we know that the economy has changed, the government has changed, all of that. I'm not going to get into it, but if you do any research on it and we think, you put your money in the bank and it's safe there, it's not the same as it was 50 years ago. Okay. Things have changed. And so what we want to do is we want to start to think about diversification. So just write that down. I would make a goal for yourself between now and the end of the year. How diversified do you want to be with your income? So what that means is you might have money coming in from a 9 to 5. You might have money coming in from network marketing. You might have money coming in from that coaching business that you're launching. So how diversified are you? And then are you investing in real estate? Are you investing in retirements, which we all know traditional retirement, investing in that? Yeah, that's part of your portfolio. But if we can get you to start to think a little bit bigger, then we will feel really, really grateful for that came across for you guys. That's really what we want to do, is just to start to say there is more here. There is more here than what we've been taught. There's more here that's what's on the news. And remember, this information isn't readily available because they don't want you to necessarily know this. Okay. So what would you say, as far as Lindsay, as far as like some of the traditional stuff, college, retirement funding, funding your retirement, what would you say about that?
Well, so, of course I have like an IRA, right? I'm going to do that because my husband has a 401k. His company makes a match. We're going to take advantage of those types of traditional investments that have given really, I would say, pretty steady returns if you look at it for a long-term basis. But none of that is creating cash flow for me today. So, you go to college and you spend, oh gosh, these days probably $200,000, and
Mhm.
you're in debt when you come out, and they're teaching you the skills to do whatever that little niche career is that you're in. But a lot of us are not being exposed to creating cash flow income streams. We go to college and we get a job. We get our job and we invest in our 401k or our IRA. And then if you make it to 60 or 70, you get to retire. And then you have this money at this time of your life where hopefully you're in good health,
Mhm.
and hopefully you're able to do things, and you're still here. But what if you have the opportunity to do it now? That's what I was looking at. Like, where can I create that cash flow now outside of those investment opportunities where I'm literally making the kind of income that I was getting paid from a job, but from other outside sources? So that gives you more freedom. Like in our household, the freedom for me to be able to go, yeah, I'm going to homeschool my kids. I'm going to pull back from some of my active income streams. I'm not going to have a 9 to 5 job, and I'm going to be able to do this. Like those kind of freedoms, I think, are really powerful to be
Oh
able to
yeah.
have. And we're just, we're not taught it. And then people are afraid to invest in it because they don't know what they don't know.
Yes.
And, like, what are some of the other things that you've heard from, your coaching clients when you come to like kind of getting them to think outside the box? What are their fears that they bring to you?
Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest thing is the fear of the unknown is, if you're like, well, I'm afraid of losing all my money. And we've all heard it. The funny thing to me though is how many of you know someone who lost their job when were really close to retirement?
Oh,
I mean, I can name tons of clients that I know that themselves were let go or their spouses. When my mom, she was let go from her job. It was the only job she had. I think she'd been working there since I was a baby. So she'd been there for 20 some years. She was their highest paid person. This woman never missed a day of work. She would put us in the car if we were sick because single mom, never missed a day of work, you guys. Like she didn't get paid hardly anything, but she was their highest paid employee. They let her go. And like I look at that and I'm just like, oh my gosh, we have this false pretense. And some of you, like my husband works for the state of Texas. Amazing. The state of Texas is very healthy. Like his pension is incredible. Like that's amazing. He's again an anomaly, right? But I think that we've all been brought up that we need to go to college, get a good job, and retire. And we think of the silver-haired fox racing around in his sports car with the top down.
yeah.
And we're like,
George Clooney.
yeah, yes, that's it, right? And us, on cruises and traveling the world when we're in our 60s, 70s, and 80s. Like, no, thank you. Okay, I want to do that now, and I want my kids to experience that now. But what I think is really interesting is we were all raised, at least our age range, our generation, to go to college, get a good job, and then you retire. But that's not true. And as we've seen with all the layoffs and all the things, so instead of being fearful. Okay. Instead of being fearful, what we want you to understand is that knowledge is power. I'm 1,000% confident if everything was taken away from me today, which praise God that it does not happen. I'm positive I could turn around and make money tomorrow. Positive. Like you could take away all my social channels, my email list, my team. I am positive I could make money tomorrow. So what does that do for me? It allows me to feel more confident in my future. It allows me to feel confident as a mom, how I'm teaching my kids, the conversations I have with my husband. Financial situations are the number one cause of divorce, right? So why is that? Because it is fear-based. And when people don't understand that we can leverage our income, it really can be catastrophic. So instead of feeling that way, we want to teach you and really get to you. I think we've stressed it enough and we'll dive in, but we want you guys to know that when you have knowledge, you have power. When you can learn how to look at risk versus reward, which is what a lot of our conversations are. Honestly, Lindsay and I are like, she's like, okay, I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, let me know. Like we're assessing. We're like, okay, is this something that we will refer to the other? Really. I know for a fact if Lindsay says to me, hey, Kimberly, I've got this thing. I know she's vetted it out that I can trust blindly. Like, of course, I'm going to do my own diligence, right? But I know that. So risk versus reward. And also, I think there's a myth and a feeling, can any of you relate to this, that you think you need a bunch of money?
Yeah.
You're like, well, I can't be like Lindsay and Kimberly because I don't have a bunch of cash laying around. So we're really excited because we're going to share with you some things that it would take more to invest. And we're going to share with some things with you that it's a few $100. Okay. So let's get into it. How to get started with tons of different investment options. So we'll talk a little bit first. We're going to talk about real estate. The reason why we want to mention real estate is that we, both of us, we are not right now, at least wanting to do Airbnbs, VRBOs. You can do that, Verbos. You can do that. How many of you? Yeah, I know. I always say it wrong and then I hear the commercial. I'm like, Verbo. Put in the comments. Let us know if you own real estate. Okay. So for us, we have our primary home and then we have a second home, which is where I'm right now in Angel Fire. We own both of these homes. We do not rent this house out. We did have a condo that we rented. What I want to mention about that is if you want to look at real estate investing and getting, a condo or a duplex, maybe apartment complex. Yeah, Lauren is a pro at this. She's, I was actually going to mention Lauren towards the end. So if you need any guidance in any of this, we know people, we can help you. But you can put, just a down payment. You can get up and running with an Airbnb, a short-term rental, where you can actually have a management company handle it for you, and then you just take the profits. Okay. But it's when you have real estate, as long as you've done your research on that, the market and all of that, for the most part, that is something you're investing in. You can sell it later and take not only the monthly rental income, but you can take those profits at the end. We were able to buy a condo, rent it out, so it covered all of our monthly expenses, our mortgage. When we actually flipped it a year later, we didn't do anything to it, and we made I think it was like 60,000 or something in a year. So, you guys, guess how much we put down on that condo? $10,000. It was when I was with Lavelle. Yeah, I was like, oh, I got a bonus check, and I was like, I know, it's like so irresponsible. I was like, let's do it. We were like, okay. But I was so nervous to do it because in my mind, I needed to be Donald Trump. And it's like, no, you don't. You can just be a normal person who has a little bit of money to put down. But will you mention, Lindsay, what you introduced me to, which is real estate syndication?
Yeah, absolutely. So my husband and I talked a long time about, should we buy a house, like a vacation property, and then rent it out? And like Kimberly said, I highly suggest, if you're going to do that, that you do use a management company, because if you are going to have to do all that on your own, and it's not like literally down the street from you, and even if it is, like, oh my word, like that's a lot. And and you can really still turn a nice profit even paying a management company. But we looked at it and we were like, again, risk to reward ratio. How much of our money is going to be tied up in that? Is that somewhere where we're going to want to go all the time? Is that really a property that we want to own, or we want to worry about replacing things? Or do we want to get involved in real estate, but at a level where we are really hands off and we're just getting,
do you see a theme here?
Yeah. I'm like, keep me a little further away. And that's where real estate syndication came in. And I can't remember the law that was passed in Congress, but it was a while ago where, prior to this law being passed in Congress, you had to be an accredited investor, which means you needed like over $1 million in assets. You needed a certain amount of net worth every year in order to be able to invest in real estate. And this law that was passed eliminated that and allowed the average ordinary person to be able to invest in real estate syndication. And this is where a bunch of investors are pooling their money into buying these properties. Sometimes they're Airbnbs, sometimes they're resorts, sometimes they're, single family homes or apartment complexes, multifamily homes. But you're putting a certain amount of your income into these properties. And I've seen them for as low as like $500 you can invest, and earn, upwards of like 10 to 15% annual returns on that money. So when we talk about, like, do you have to have hundreds of thousands? Like Kimberly, even 10,000, that can sometimes be a lot for people, right? Like, it's not everybody just has like, oh yeah, I'll just pull the 10,000 out that was under the mattress. And so this offers the power of a lot of different investors to get involved. You want to make sure you're finding a company that has a track record of success, that's not investing in bad properties. I know there was some news stories recently about people that bought apartment buildings at the low interest rates, and when the rates flipped, they were underwater. So you need to do your due diligence with the companies that you invest in, but it is a very powerful way to pool the money and get those passive returns without all the exposure. So if real estate's something that you've ever been interested in, like, let us know in the comments if that's been on your heart, on your mind, but you're like, oh, I'm overwhelmed. Like, I'm not Robert Kiyosaki. Like, I'm not Donald Trump. Like, I can't do this. It's too scary for me. And that's kind of where you've stopped.
Yeah. And I think, we just want to encourage you that if you're thinking like, I don't know anything, it's not, you don't have to know anything. You just need to be able to do your due diligence, and it's that vet it out. So there's a couple websites out there. You can just search short-term real estate investing, like Fund That Flip, for example. But I think you do have to be, what did you call it? The investor, what's that called? A real estate investor? You said it was by Congress.
Oh, accredited?
Accredited. Yeah, they do require it, which I was surprised at how high the parameters were. They were really high. But there are some out there where you don't have to be accredited. And Lindsay and I have found one that we both love. I've been investing in this platform since Q1, quarter one. The one that we found, how it works is you put your money in for 12 months. Are the
Yep.
terms always 12
12-month
months? Okay,
terms.
put your investment in. So say you do 5,000. The one, I have a couple of them actually, but 15%, 18%. How it works at the end of the 12 months, you get your 5,000 back if you invest 5,000, and every quarter you're getting paid out the dividends, which is the 18% split out over a quarterly. So I want you to imagine, think about it. If you take 5,000 and you put it in, like you said, the bank or CD, at the end of the year, you have about 5,001 cents.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's gone down like your real estate or I mean your retirement and stocks and all of that. So at the end of the year, you get your 5,000 back and you get the 18%. So it's really nice because it's short term. We have researched them. We've looked at, how long they've been around. This one's been around like 5 years.
They've been doing this, successfully for 6 years. And the guy who founded the company has been doing it on his own for 20 years. Like this has been his whole career.
Yeah, he's like a gazillion billionaire. He has like 20 resorts. So if you want to, just for to protect ourselves, and this is on YouTube as well, we're not going to give any names of anything. So just feel free to shoot me a DM or Lindsay a DM. And we can share with you privately. I feel more comfortable with that. But that one's a great one because there's lower options for that. And I just love the short term of it. It's like, cool, I can put my money out and then you're getting quarterly the return. So it just feels really just nice to have that coming in. So that's a great spot, is short term real estate investing, where you're not maybe going and buying a property, but you can pool your money in with others. And this is the way that they're able to do these big deals, is they take that money, obviously, they flip it basically. So let's talk about a very taboo topic. And feel so spicy about bringing this up. Let's talk about blockchain. So Lindsay, tell us, because you've been more involved in it than I have.
Yeah.
And I feel like you know more than I do, but either way, I would just love to hear your take on it. So tell everyone kind of what crypto's done, what is blockchain, and what are we seeing as far as opportunity?
Yeah. So, I mean, gosh, I wish I bought Bitcoin back in 2009 when you could buy a pizza with a Bitcoin, but I didn't. And I started coming into the crypto space in maybe 2018, 2019. And that was when everything was going up, right? And so, I mean, you could sneeze, go out there, buy something, and you were making a profit. Now, that doesn't mean that I made all the great decisions. And again, it's always about educating yourself. So, trust the person who's bringing it to you. Now, I got involved in some things that sounded too good to be true, and turns out they were, right?
Mm-hmm.
If somebody was telling me, oh, I've put in $100 and it's worth 20,000, I'm like, that sounds too good to be true. And then turns out you can never take your money out. So yeah, it really was. And there was a lot of people that say crypto's a scam because, some of these like FTX, debacle and Terra Luna coin collapsing. Well, you have to understand, like, it's still kind of like the wild, wild west out there. Like, and you need to understand the projects, and you need to involve yourself in getting educated if you're going to go out there and you're going to buy a bunch of different coins and things like that. And that can be really scary to people. But the reason why this is probably here to stay is because the blockchain technology really is like the technology of the future. Everything can be tracked and traced. And so this is where things are going to go eventually. Like they're going to be recording, real estate records on the blockchain. Like they're going to be doing transactions through the blockchain, like all this artificial intelligence stuff. Like we're embarking on a totally new future. And with that comes a lot of opportunities for businesses and for different companies to, create things that do use automation, do use artificial intelligence to go out there and look for the right times to make the trades. And so, we look for companies that, again, we look for things that are going to be hands-off, where we can diversify, where, you know, I'll be the first one to say, I'm not going to bet the farm on anything blockchain or crypto related.
No.
But because I say it like this, if it's money you would be willing to spend like on a vacation or a trip to Vegas, then it's money that you could take and invest in crypto, because
Such great advice.
it is an uncertain environment, but it can be such powerful returns. And so you can find organizations out there that are able to, they're using your investment to do automated trading, you know, they're using automated bots and things like that, and they're returning a portion of that to you. So for instance, you could get involved with something where, you know, there could be a certain percentage per day that you're getting back based on your investment, or you lock up your, you know, maybe you lock up $1,000 for 12 months. And at the end of that period of time, they're reimbursing you, you know, with double that or triple that or whatever the company or the organization is going to pay. Kind of like what the banks are doing with your money, by the way.
Yes. Will you touch on that? Because I was about to say something.
So when you're putting your money in, you know, your bank, this is why when we saw the bank runs, and probably most of you guys know this, but if this is new to you, don't be embarrassed. Like, most people don't understand. They think, oh, all the money's just sitting in the bank. Well, it's not. And that's why when these bank runs happen, like, they're taking your money and only a tiny little portion of it is sitting there.
10% stays in
Yes.
there. Like
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of it, they're out there, they're investing in loans. This is why so many of the banks had issues when the interest rates started changing, because now they were not able to pay back the things that they had taken out loans and things on. And when people came in to collect all their money, it wasn't sitting there. So it's the same situation, except they're paying you like 0.00000%.
1 cent.
Right? So, you know, when you saw these crypto and some of these crypto ones that got in trouble, when you saw them paying you like 10% per day, that's a little bit ridiculous, right? And that's not sustainable unless everything in the market is working perfectly. But when you start getting to lower rates, like, think about what CDs are paying or things like that. Like, those are very reasonable rates. So if you're looking at like 1%, 2%, 3%, those are things that, you know, you could get your money working for you on a very regular basis. And it's not unrealistic to think that they could be going out there and making more of that with trading and investments and the things that they're doing with the markets.
There's the one, again, we're not going to share any names, so you can DM us. There's one though on the dashboard, like, you log in and it shows you what the bots and everything do the trades. It shows you the profit per day. Like, it's full transparency, where you would never get that if you logged into like Chase or wherever, right? It's full transparency. You can see, but it's so cool because they're like, oh, we profited this much. So you're you're basically saying, use my money to do that. And then you're getting daily returns on it. And sometimes it's weekly, which I think is really cool. But this is really interesting, because I remember we did that crypto webinar, and it was your thing you put together. And I'll never forget, with investing, it's emotional. Okay. So the whole thing, if you guys look at everything that's happened in our economy, well, we experienced a global pandemic. Of course, there's some emotions. And so all of the stuff and all the things, of course, there's more to it, but it's very emotional. So what that means is, you know, it was doing this and everybody's fired up and popping the champagne and and a lot of people banked it. They made so much money. And then it started going down and people panic and they pull their money out. So it drops drastically. I actually looked at the last year for one of the most popular coins, Ethereum. Not endorsing this. I'm just saying I looked it up. 8% growth in the last year. That's way higher than what my retirement investments are. I've actually lost money in the last year, lots of money. So my point in saying that is, don't buy off of emotion, get educated. So if that like you feel like a little excited about that, you're like, ooh, like, go learn about it. If something's low and you can buy it low, you just got a really great deal, because eventually it's going to go back up, right? So the thing we want to say with this is, again, is diversify. Don't take out a home line, equity or whatever it's called, a line of credit out of your mortgage or your home and go and buy a bunch of coin that you're like, this is going to be the best thing ever. There are no guarantees, no matter what people tell you. It's the same thing in the stock market though, right? There are no guarantees. So you've got to get educated.
And it's so hard. And this is what I love about, a company where you can invest, a certain dollar amount, and they're using their automated bots and things to trade on the coins, because I'll just be fully transparent. I own a bunch of coins. I've done research on every single one of them. And that takes a ton of time to understand what projects are actually valid, what developers, what they do, what their use cases are, all these things. And, if you're Bitcoin's probably, Bitcoin has been around. Bitcoin is like its own animal, but Bitcoin has gone through its massive growth. Like, in order for you to double your money, the amount of money that needs to be poured into Bitcoin is astronomical.
Mhm.
And so if you have, if you're working with a company that can leverage all those different smaller coins and projects that are moving a lot more, but you, again, hands off, you don't have to understand all of them. You don't have to watch charts. You don't have to be like, oh my God, my phone's dinging. I got to sell now. Then it makes it a lot more enjoyable experience, right? And you're talking about, somebody said, well, how much can you earn? Like, if you're earning, let's say you're earning a percentage a day and you've invested, $1,000, you're talking about like $15 a day. Like, that doesn't sound like a ton until you start to add that up. Like, well, that's $75 a week. Okay. All right. Well, then in 2 weeks, now we're talking $150. We're talking $300 a month. And then you start to look at things and go, oh, well, that could be a way for me to passively leverage some of my income. Like, and again, not telling you what to invest, not telling you what to spend, not even telling you to do it if it's not a good fit for you, but just to think about in that way of being able to diversify where you're bringing in your income from.
Yeah, for sure. There's a really good book. It's called Fake by Robert Kiyosaki, and he's spicy in it. Like, he's just basically wants to blow the whistle on everything.
Ooh,
But
I
he
had
does
to
talk a lot about the history of the dollar and all the different things, and that's actually what inspired me to buy gold. So some of you saw my post, but if you look at, I mean, gold is a limited resource, right? You can't be fit, it's amazing. But when we are able to look at just being smart with our money. So sometimes it might be diversifying your income. It might say, oh, I'm going to invest, I'm going to buy this company, which we'll talk about in a second, all the different things. Gold is a great option if you guys haven't done that, because this is the thing. I have gold. Well, I'm picking it up. We went out of town, but I'm picking my gold up. I'll definitely show you guys a picture. But I'm going to put it, we have a safe, obviously a big, big safe, because we have our, all the things. We have a big safe in our garage. And I love that safe. And what's so great about it is that gold right there is only going to go up in value because it's a limited commodity, but also it's mine. Like, I can see the whole thing is right there. When I have money in the bank, there, of course, we know there's backings and the government will swoop in and take care of things. And then obviously, we're the ends, we end up, really doing the real bailouts when that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah.
But my point in saying that is, how did I get to that conclusion? By reading the book, doing research, looking at, how gold has gone, all those things. So instead of just having a blind eye with things, this is really a great opportunity to say, you know what, I'm going to get myself educated. I'm going to learn. I'm going to read books. I'm going to, listen to podcasts and different things like that. So speaking of buying companies, next thing I want to recommend for you guys to check out, again, if you have some money set aside to do this, do it. If not, it might not be the right time for you, but it could be a goal that you have. So for me, instead of just, okay, I want to make this much money this year, have this much profit, I'm starting to think in terms of how much passive income can I generate each month. So by the end of the year, I have a goal of how much I want to be passively generating. And then I have a goal for a year from now. So that's, 6-month point, 12-month point, like that to me is exciting. So it just depends on where you're at. But our next tip is to look into buying a boring company. So some of you just saw my post. I bought my first passive income company. I worked with a third party. Again, DM me. I'm not going to share company names, but I'm working with a third party that is literally, it's like a franchise concept, but I own the company outright. And so I'll be able to build that up where I'll have reoccurring, again, I can't make any income claims, so I'm not going to say an amount, but it will be a substantial amount, especially with the minimal investment for it and then doing all of it. But there's actually websites out there. One of them is called Flippa. You can check that one out. People have businesses listed for sale. Maybe you have a business. Maybe you have an e-commerce shop. Did you guys know you can sell those? You basically, if you're bringing in, say, let's say you're bringing in $10,000 a month from your e-commerce store profit, you can sell it for like 100,000. I mean, it's pretty amazing. So if you have things out there, I mean, you can sell email lists, you can sell a blog, you can
You
sell
can
an
sell
Amazon
domain
store.
names.
Wait, what?
You can sell
Oh,
domain names.
yeah. Don't you have one for sale? I feel like you
Yes,
do.
yeah, I got one for sale that's being valued right now to see like
Yeah. What's it
companies
worth?
will take your domain and they'll make a logo and they'll do everything and sell it for you and you get a cut of the profits.
Oh, yeah. I actually was looking yesterday. There was a website, I can't remember the name of it, but people sell their Instagram accounts, YouTube accounts. So you can build it up in a specific niche like fashion or whatever, and you can
Yeah.
sell them. And then other people will buy them and then market to those followers.
Wow.
But what was that one you told me about? Biz by
Biz
Sell.
by
What's
Sell.
that
Yeah.
one? Is it all kinds of companies?
It is. It's a lot of it is boring businesses, right? So you're talking more of
Like vending
your
machines.
local businesses, vending
Yeah.
machines, car washes, laundromats, and these are a lot of times these are businesses that already have an established customer base and they have a history of sales and revenue. And a lot of times, and this is where people get really stuck and they're like, oh, I can't do this because I don't have the money. A lot of times you can work and negotiate with the seller for seller financing. So you're
Yes.
buying it from that person and you're saying, I'm going to put this much down with you and I'm going to continue to pay you for this long until I've paid off this business with the revenue from the business and the profits from the business. bizbuysell.com is the website. Because you guys just think about this logistically and demographically. Baby boomers are like, my parents were baby boomers. They're in their 70s now. A lot of people in that time frame started family businesses and their kids are my age and they don't want to take over the family business. Or it's people that, maybe my age or a little older and our kids don't want to take over our family business. And so there's a lot of these businesses that are very profitable, that are recurring revenue, that are things that are recession proof. Like people are always going to have to wash their clothes and people are going to, you know what I mean? And so they are very good investments. And again, you can get a management company to manage and run these. And these are things that a lot of us who are in network marketing, affiliate marketing, we don't think about operating a local business because we want the time freedom and we want to be online. But if you can buy a local business and pay someone else to manage it and operate it and you're getting the profits, this is another way to really create that residual, maybe not 100% passive, but pretty passive, pretty residual.
Oh yeah, I love that one. I dropped those in the comments for you guys. So let's talk about, you and I, our favorite thing in the whole wide world is affiliate marketing. So let's give everyone some ideas. I feel like, I love affiliate marketing. I feel like this has really been your jam. Can you share with them technically what it is and what are some ideas of just average things that they can be affiliate for?
Yeah. So affiliate just means it's not your product, right? So it's not a network marketing company. You're not building a team there. You're not, you're not working and developing your leaders or anything like that. You're also oftentimes not getting multiple levels of sales, right? In network marketing, we know that the goal is to, I get two and they get two and they get two, and then it just becomes this giant organization. Affiliate requires a little bit more upfront work on your part, but it can really complement what else you are doing. So think about all the things that, and we'll just use you guys as entrepreneurs on here, right? How many of you are digital entrepreneurs? Say me in the comments. Yeah. What do you use on a daily basis? We're on StreamYard right now. Did y'all know StreamYard has an affiliate program? Unless they got rid of it, but I'm pretty sure they still have it.
Yeah, they do.
So things like that, video streaming services, email autoresponders, right? I send out emails all the time to my list. That company, and there's so many different ones out there, have an affiliate program. So if somebody comes to me and they're like, what email provider do you use? I'm like, hey, I use this one. They sign up. And when people get a tool that they like to use, they almost never get rid of it, especially like an email list or like a streaming tool or something that they're like like Project Broadcast is another one. I know that Kimberly has been using that
I've
for
been using
years.
that since 2020, you guys. So actually it was June because we were actually in our condo we were talking about earlier. I remember it because I was like, I'm going to learn this Project Broadcast thing. And I right away, I got the affiliate link because it gives people credits. You guys, 3 years I've been paid every month on Project Broadcast.
Yeah. And that's when we talk about like a little work up front. Like she had to do maybe like a webinar, probably send out a couple emails about it. And then all these people are still buying it because it's, once you put your names into a texting service and you like the service that you're getting from that provider, they don't go anywhere. A beautiful way that I've found to do a lot of affiliate marketing is to review products that I love on YouTube. So even like apps that I use that give you referrals, and like when people sign up, you continue to earn a portion of whatever they're spending through the app. Like I've done referrals online, just talking about what I love about it. And I mean, I've had thousands of people watch those videos, and I get people signing up that I've never met. I have no connection with, but they just see the link, and it's very easy for them to go, oh, I want this, and here it is in front of me. And you're getting those referral commissions. Like I'll give you an example, the Upside app, which I use to get money back on my gas and dining out. I think I got over $600 or $700 in a year from just other people buying like gas.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
That video has like 3,000 views on YouTube or something. I get people popping in and signing up. Sometimes they give you like a $5 bonus when someone signs up. I mean, so it didn't take much work for me. And like, you're not getting rich on that, but what would you do? You could buy Christmas presents with that, right? So these are just ways to add in things where you do something once and you get that residual. And I would guarantee you that probably anywhere you shop or any products you use, go take a look at their affiliate program. Yeah. Because you're naturally out there sharing. Somebody goes, I like your sunglasses. You're telling people where you got them. You're naturally doing that. And I see Kimberly do it so organically online. She's like, hey, I'm loving this new thing. And then people are like banging down her door to find out where she got it. With Rhonda Madrid's earrings.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've had so many credits. Every time I log in, I just buy stuff, and her stuff is so cute. But she was so smart because she created an influencer program as a new jewelry business owner. She was a teacher and wanted to quit her job and replace it with jewelry. And I met her. She did Instagram workshop I had years ago. I'm talking like 5 years ago. She ran with it on Instagram, built out an affiliate program to the point where she is an influencer, I should say. She's can't take any more influencers. Blew up. She quit her teaching job. This is all she does. But think about it. All those products you're spending money on already, this is how people want to use social media. I mean, the budgets that companies have for influencers now over the last like 5 years has blown up. Like the Kardashians, right? You think about what's that? The youngest one, Kylie
or something.
Kylie. What's the other one's name? But she was like the youngest billionaire. Yeah. Because she used Instagram to promote her makeup line and all her stuff. So companies are realizing like, oh, wow, this is how people are shopping. We're more socially based. Yeah. So what I have noticed, Kendall, thank you. Kendall and Kylie. So what I've noticed, and I think it was Kylie was the one that did it. But what I noticed is that it's not very obvious. So even apps that I've used like Preview for Instagram, just different apps, it's not very obvious. So I'll go on their website and look around for affiliate. And then what I'll do is I'll reach out to their customer service and say, do you have an affiliate program? Almost every time they do, or they'll say, I don't, but we've been wanting to. What would you suggest? And suddenly you're like getting to like partner with them to help them roll something out.
Yep.
Yeah. And there's one, again, DM me, but there's one. So for those of you that are online and you have entrepreneurs in your audience, I have something for you. So shoot me a message on it, but it's more tools that people can use for Facebook, putting some automation into really like not just getting leads, because I don't want to say lead gen, but nurturing leads and staying in front of people and all of that. So shoot me a message if you want to know more about that. Are there any others that you've really loved?
I've really also Metricool has been one that I really liked.
What's that?
Because that one is for planning and scheduling content across like all your platforms.
I need to check it out.
Kimberly's like, I need this one. So
can I get your affiliate link after this?
yes. It's a web-based one, and I can go and I can do posts for Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, and it will track all my metrics and like hits on my blog, Facebook groups. Like there's like, it connects with like 9 different platforms.
What?
I know, it's
Everyone's
awesome.
been asking me for something like that. All right, you guys, I want you to DM Lindsay and get her link.
Yeah, now I'm not going to say the words because y'all are asking about it.
No,
But
send
the
her a
other
link
cool
or
thing,
send her a DM.
it's free for like your first, I think, 20 posts per month. I obviously do the paid plan because I'm scheduling content across multiple platforms, and I do it to multiple accounts too. So you can have, if you do the paid plan, you can have multiple accounts as well. So I absolutely like love it for like going in there one day a week, batching everything, and then it just flies. And that has been a huge time saver. So think about things that you want to use in your life that save time or are helping you out, save money, right? Like, and you bring that to other people and they find value in it. And then it becomes very natural to be an affiliate and earn that money on the back end.
Oh, 100%. So I also too, I would make it part of your homework for affiliate is also where are you investing in your own business, and ask them if they have an affiliate program. So for example, I've spent, way too much money on coaching over the last few years, but I have actually a huge line item every month for my revenue is my affiliate. And the most of it comes from the higher ticket. So the cool thing is all the little things that we just shared with you, that covers those monthly expenses, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But I've gotten, I'm talking like 4 figures, sometimes 5 figures of referring people to coaching programs I've done. My TED Talk, the firm I used to get booked for my TED Talk, I think, I can't remember how much they pay out. It's like $1,000, $2,000 or whatever. I referred people to that. So where are you spending money? And ask them, hey, do you have a referral program? But most of the time they do, or they'll say, you know what, I don't, but let's set something up. So that
most coaches. I mean,
yeah.
I know that we've done that where I've definitely referred people because I stopped coaching. And so I was like, referred a lot of people to Kimberly's programs, and she's paid me referral for like, just like they're grateful that you're saying, I trust enough in your program to refer people to you. And if people are investing thousands of dollars, like those referral commissions really can add up. And if you really believe in the coaching and you believe in their programs and you're willing to share that with people, it's just such a wonderful symbiotic relationship that you can create with other coaches.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I love that. So our final section is really my favorite because I love evergreen. And what that means is we're going to share with you different ideas on how to create something once and be paid over and over and over again. So write that down in your notes. Your goal is to create something once and get paid over and over and over again. Okay. Now, once in a while, you might have to update something, but like it should be minimal involvement. Okay. So the first one, first evergreen product I'm going to recommend are Canva templates. Super easy. But if you're somebody who's techie, are there some templates you can build out? Even a Trello board, you can make a template out of a Trello board. You can sell that stuff on Etsy. I probably some other websites too, right? Probably like Fiverr.
I bought some in the beginning off of, I think off of Etsy, and I've definitely hired people on Fiverr to create like a pack of quotes. Like I gave them the quotes and they created all the graphics for me. So, you could put yourself out there if you're a good graphic designer, like, hey, you could do that kind of stuff. And that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, if you love that kind of stuff, make some templates and sell them. Yeah. And so people buy them, they just buy the templates. So you make them once, sell them on Etsy. It's just, I mean, there's people who are crushing it. Even Lightroom presets. I've bought lots of Lightroom presets where it's the filter for your photos. Oh, over the years, I've bought so many to find like, just kind of the filter, the look, the vibe of my brand. Yeah. So that would be something I recommend. The other thing is on-demand webinars leading to a course. So if you have a course right now and you're like, man, I made the course and it's just sitting there. What you want to do is you want something leading up to the course. Okay. So it's easier to convert a sale if you have something of value beforehand. So an on-demand webinar is where you've recorded it, and then you have to have a way, obviously, to host it or have a place for people to go. But if you think about your Instagram link on your bio, okay, so say you do a reel and your reel says, want to learn how I used intermittent fasting to lose 50 pounds. Let's just say that's what it is. Okay, you do a reel and you're like, click the link in my bio to get a training on how I did that. They go to the link in your bio and there's an on-demand webinar of exactly what you did to lose that 50 pounds. Okay. So they click it, they register, they watch the webinar. And in the webinar, you say, now, if you want my full program, step-by-step meal plans, recipes, workouts, how to actually do intermittent fasting, go ahead and purchase my course. So that's called an on-demand webinar, or you can have it where they can, register for a time. That's called an evergreen webinar, where you make the webinar once and you sell the course, and you can do like bonuses and you can do different things with it. But there's a lot of people out there who have a course in mind or haven't made a course, or even like what you said with YouTube.
Yep.
Do a YouTube video and sell your course. Do you do that? Like, I feel like you've got
all the time, because YouTube is a search engine. So like, for instance, I did a workshop on, how to start a YouTube channel from scratch. And so leading up to that, and I recorded so I did the workshop live, but I recorded it and I can sell the recordings now forever. And then I did a bunch of YouTube videos teaching people little tips about getting their YouTube channel started, and then saying, hey, if you want my full program on how to start your YouTube channel from scratch, go here, right? So they're already searching for those things. Those are people that are hungry, looking for it. And then they get a little taste of your teaching style, how you can help them, and then they can go and purchase it. And I never have to go back and do anything. In fact, like, if I want to re-record it, I can just swap out the link and my videos can still be out there forever on YouTube.
Oh my gosh, that's just genius. See how smart that is? So put me in the comments if you're like, I want to make a course at some point. I want to do that. I want to automate that. Put that in the comments. Okay.
Yes.
The next one is a membership club. Oh, I love this one. So to date, we've done probably a few 100,000, 500,000. And obviously this is the best part, because you were there when I started it, Lindsay. I have a membership club. We've rebranded it and tweaked it over time, and it's like $147 a month now. It was $9.99.
I know.
When we started it.
And I told her, I'm like, you're underselling yourself.
You're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, there's this other one. Somebody else has one, and there's this like $20. So I feel like mine has to be less because I'm not as good. And you were like, whatever. So you've done membership clubs, haven't you?
I have. And I'm going to be a little contrarian here. They're not for me.
They're not good for you. You don't like them.
And they're not for me only because we talked about this at the beginning. My biggest driver is this time freedom.
Yeah.
And I get really overwhelmed when I am on like a schedule.
Yes.
And I'm really good at like batching content and doing things for myself. But if I need to move something, then I like having that flexibility. And with a membership site, I've always felt like, oh my gosh,
yeah,
I have to show up this specific day and time. That being said, I know I've left a ton of money on the table because they are such an incredible way for you to build residual income, create connection. You're showing up regularly. So people they just fall in love with you and they stay in love with you, right? Unlike somebody just searching for you on YouTube, like this is someone who's showing up and seeing you month after month and week after week. And they'll then if you launch something different, they're likely to buy it, even if it's like much higher ticket. So I know they're a great way. I know they're an incredible way to make money. And you have done an awesome job with them. I've just not had the.
I love how you're so honest. So, and this is what I've taken, you guys, like anything you can think of, I've bought found every book on it, and like, what can I learn? Membership clubs, what you could do is it can be what you want it to be. So for me, I come in once a month for ours, and I'm actually doing it today, and I do like a short Facebook Live, and we have a theme each month. The other weeks are covered by ladies that I work with, clients, and so you can make it whatever you want. Tell them about, is it Ben? Who's the guy who has the email?
Oh yeah.
So once a month?
Yeah. So I actually have subscribed to an email newsletter for 5 years now. In April, it's 5 years. And it's $97 a month that I pay. So he's made quite a bit of money off me. And he publishes a subscription newsletter that goes out once per month. And so,
Email only. He's not
this is
online.
it's not online, it's not digital, it's paper copy, it comes to your house. But he's so good at what he does. He teaches email marketing and he sells this newsletter that teaches you about email marketing concepts. And he's so good at what he does that every month when the email promotions come for the monthly newsletter, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get it. And if you ever unsubscribe, and you can do this in your own
I did. I unsubscribed.
You're never allowed back in.
No.
You're literally never allowed back in. And so you can create things like that. And that takes a lot of guts, right? Because you're teaching customers that you're okay without them. And a lot of people, especially in the beginning, don't have that conviction or confidence that they want everybody. But it also has kept me, that's huge posture. Yes. It's kept me with them for 5 years because I know that if I ever leave the paid newsletter, I'm going to have to completely unsubscribe from the list because I'll be tortured by the promotions and not being able to get back in. So what's really cool about membership is that you can create that exclusivity and that sense of you only get the best stuff inside this community. And that's incredibly powerful, and it can keep clients with you for obviously many, many years.
Oh yeah, it's literally brilliant, but it's so much posture. So just thinking outside the box a little bit. Another thing you can do for free, by the way, is you can take an ebook and expand upon it a little bit. Maybe, get someone to help you. If you use AI or Chat GPT, just make sure you rewrite it. Because it's doing that for a million people, right? But you can actually take an ebook and turn it into a book on KDP Select, which is Kindle Direct Publishing as part of Amazon. We've published most of my books on there. Our workbooks are being published on there now, and it doesn't cost anything. And so I want to mention that because I think a lot of people, unless you're, a New York Times bestseller, you're not going to make $1 million being a published author, but it's really great for your brand. But the thing is, when you make it once, so if you find like people love your ebook, you have proof of concept for the market, then what's so fabulous about that is you can go ahead and turn it into a full book, right? Which is basically just making it something printable. And you can have a Kindle version as well, but you can actually do that on KDP Select. And then you make it once and you get paid. So every time people buy it, you get those royalties from it. So a lot of people don't realize that's something that they can do, and it's really easy. Will you touch on e-commerce real quick?
Yeah. So I think this is kind of the old concept of e-commerce, is that you had to buy all the products, right? And then you would ship them out to people. But there are a lot of really neat ways, like you can create a Shopify store, and there are a lot of merchants that you can connect to right through like Shopify, where you can choose different products that once you get paid by the customer, you then go to that merchant and say, okay, now I've got my money from the customer. I'm going to order it at wholesale, and they will directly ship it out for you. So you're outside of any of the no product holding. Yeah, you're not ordering anything until it's already paid for, and it's very seamless. So I've done this. And really in that situation, I mean, you can get someone to design the site for you on Upwork or Fiverr. And then you just need to handle the marketing. So, how are you going to bring people, are you going to do it on social media? Are you going to create a blog for it? Are you going to run paid advertising to it, Pinterest? But you can really just focus on the marketing side if that's what you love, and offer like the products are unbelievable. It's like anything under the sun. You can do coffee, you can do baby clothes, you can do electronics. I mean, you sell iPhones if you wanted to. It's crazy.
It's like whatever you want. Yeah.
Whatever you want. Like whatever your dream is. You want to have your little online corner of the world. But that's a really neat way to leverage your marketing skills without having to purchase any products, or without, some people are like, I don't want to do team building. Like I want to just get on. I'm introverted. I'm, whatever. I want to get online. I want to do my own thing and make money. And that's a way that you could do that without really having to network with a lot of people.
Yeah, awesome. I love that. So we know that a lot of you, a lot of the ideas, some of them probably brand new to you, but I know, especially with the digital marketing space of creating content and courses and membership clubs and Canva templates, all that, a lot of you've been hanging around for some time and wanting to do these things, and you just haven't gotten around to doing it. I mean, the truth is just like only 5% of people finish books or some crazy low number.
Oh my
Very
God.
few people actually launch the thing. Very few people actually get the course done or kick off the thing. So we want to remove all resistance for you and allow you to step into a little bit of automation, being able to plug into proven systems, being able to utilize funnels that are already built out. So what we are going to share with you guys is an opportunity to purchase the rights. And this is our last passive income tip, is to look into master reselling rights. So what that is, it's where you and we're going to share one with you that we vetted, but there are some out there. Just do your due diligence and make sure that they're up to date, because a lot of them are out of date and they don't really update them. But MRR, some of you probably heard that before, master resell rights. Basically what that means is you are buying the rights to sell somebody else's thing full out. Okay, so it's not affiliate marketing. It's completely different. Affiliate marketing, you might get 10%, 20%. MRR is where you're buying something that's already done, proven to be, there's proof of concept in the market, proven to be successful. And with MRR, master resale rights, you're actually buying the full licensing to sell it. There's usually parameters around it, but you can sell it and get 100% of the proceeds and the profit. So I found one recently. I've been doing a lot of research, as you haven't noticed. And I found one. I was so excited about it because this course that I'm going to share with you guys, and you guys can buy it. You guys can buy it to learn digital marketing, or you can buy it to be able to turn around and sell it. This course is teaching people how to utilize social media, how to utilize digital marketing, really learn marketing. And this is what Lindsay and I are so passionate about, is because we're marketers, we're business women. We both are in network marketing and we're really passionate about it, but we are business women first. And what that means is we get to learn, we get to grow. And so whenever we can learn something and pass it along to you guys, we definitely want to do that. So our final tip is look at MRR, which is master resell rights. So if you like the idea of buying a course that's already done, it has a whole entire training platform teaching people digital marketing, and you're like, I want to sell that, you can sell it as soon as you buy it. Okay, so there's no other things with it. Everything's handled for you, and you can start earning profit. So I'm going to share my screen really quick to show this to you guys so you can see what this looks like. And then I'm going to drop the link in the comments for you guys. Okay.
And I'll just say, guys, I've done this before in the past as well. And it's really exciting when you've just sold a course that somebody's looking for and you're like, oh, I didn't have to spend the months, weeks,
Yes.
and all the time creating it. And it's an incredible way to make money.
Oh my gosh, yes. And we're both on the screen. How cute is that? I can see it on my phone. Okay. So, and yeah, it looks like the StreamYard numbers are wonky on who's live. We have a really great turnout for this. So great job, guys. Okay. So if you want to become a cash flow queen, this is what this one is. And you can DM Lindsay for her link. I'm just going to show you mine since I'm in control of the StreamYard right now. So there's a payment plan option, but basically this, there's a husband and wife couple, Hannah and Zach. What they did is they created this course. It's they call it Roadmap to Riches, but you can brand it to whatever you want. So when you buy it, I'm telling you, you have the rights to do whatever you you want with it. As far as you can call it whatever you want. I'm calling it Cash Flow Queen course is what I'm calling mine. So you can watch this video to learn more. But excuse me, Hannah and Zach started it. Wonderful people. They have an entire back office with the courses. They have a community. You can ask questions. You can even get on calls. I mean, it's incredible. Okay. So what this is a course that's already built out. There's automation in place. You'll be able to plug in and go ahead and launch it immediately. You don't have to pay for a course to be hosted. You don't have to pay for a back office. You don't have to pay for customer service. You literally don't have to do anything. All you have to do is go ahead and promote it. Which you guys can see how we use social media to promote pretty much anything, okay? Yeah. So you'll have the master resell rights. You'll get 100% of the profits. You do have to sell it for a minimum of $497. You can do payment plans for people. Everything is handled through you. So you can use PayPal, you can use Stripe. You're literally getting 100% of the profits. And this is why I'm so excited, because We do teach people how to make their own courses and launch their coaching businesses. But for some people, they just can't seem to pull it off. You know what I mean? They just can't seem to get it together. So we have some bonuses for you. You're going to get all of the templates. I use Aweber. So you're going to get the landing page, the thank you page, the opt-in page. You're going to get our 90-day goal crusher journal, our journal, the other journal that I have. You're going to get all the automation tech tools. So if any of you want to grab that, and I'll have more info for you guys as well, you can send me a DM on that. But that's a really cool concept. Yeah, because basically someone else built it out. They did all the work. Digital marketing is literally the way of the future. If you have entrepreneurs in your audience, they're going to want this. Okay. So check that out. But master resell rights, really cool concept because you can use somebody else's thing, sell it, and then make that money yourself.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I'm super pumped. So you probably saw it if you're in Gold Digging Boss Phase, where I think most of you guys are. We have a masterclass coming up, multiple streams to multi-millions. So I'm going to share with you how I've been able to build my company to multi-millions. We're going to really just dig into a lot of stuff for entrepreneurs building on social media. So we'll talk about your network marketing and affiliate, but we'll talk about coaching, courses, and all that. So if you're like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun, I love this, you can go ahead and look on the cover. You'll see where you can register for that. Okay. So this is what we want to recommend you guys to start. Just pick one idea that we came up with today and explore it, right?
Yes.
That's what, I mean, is that what you would suggest, Lindsay?
Oh my God, don't do everything.
Don't do all of this. Oh my gosh. Don't
Not
say I'm
all
going
at
to come back
once.
and watch it and try to implement everything.
Right. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Write down, take notes on the couple things that you liked. And like we said, if you're interested in real estate and crypto, the master resale rights, like come back to us and ask us for more information. And we can one-on-one, we can really get into that with you. Can't do that with a whole giant crowd. Like we've had awesome questions and people on today, but write down the things that you're interested in, then pick one to start with. And then when you get that up and running and that's working for you, pick the next thing. Because that's how you eat the elephant, right? One bite at a time. We didn't start with 20 different streams of income. We started with one thing. And then we went, okay, this is working. This is making money. Let me bring in this other stuff. And then when people ask, I know people ask me all the time, Kimberly, and they must ask you all the time, like, how do you do all the things?
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
every day.
I do them one at a time. I do one at a time.
100%. That's such great advice. And, you can't, multitasking is a myth, and, building out multiple streams of income overnight is a myth as well. If there's anyone saying, oh, you're going to be a millionaire overnight or quit your job, it's not true. We both worked really hard to get where we are today. We're both very disciplined. We manage our time really well, but we also weigh those pros and cons and we say, yeah, this is something I want to put my time and energy into. And then we learn it. Like we really get it. We implement it. We say, yes, we love it. There are things that we have both implemented that we ditched. We're like, yeah, no. So there might be something like the membership club. Great example. I love it. It wasn't for Lindsay. So it's for you to choose, but you're not going to know unless you fully focus on it and implement it. And then when you have that up and running, where you're like, cool, it's going, or maybe you have a VA takeover, then you can go to the next thing. So yeah, pick one idea from what we shared today. And if this is helpful and you have, entrepreneurs in your audience or people who just want to leverage their income, please share this out and let them know about this or tag them on this video. We'll keep it up for a bit here. We'll have it on YouTube probably for sure. So yeah, you guys can come back to this and tag on it. And again, if there's a company, a business, a link that we mentioned that you're like, what did you say? Just whichever one of us better, just shoot us a DM and we'll get you some info.
Yep.
All right. Awesome. Yes, for sure. Well, thank you for doing this with me, Lindsay. You're the best.
Thank you. This was so fun. And I'm so glad to see that people were getting value out of this. I think there's going to be some new multiple streams of income owners in this audience.
I think so too. Let us know how it goes for you guys. Okay. We want to hear those wins. All right, guys, have a great day and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye.